TOMz.
Salamkani futhi Mzansi kwesisiqepheni sanakhulu TOMz right here on SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. It's that time again. Ubonge and I get to entertain you with the best in edutainment.
Ijalo ngeke sena ngalo ndisibulisele kwelo nankwelo ekhaya. Namhlanje bethu nani sena everything about culture sibonela mosiba manje. Si on fleek no siya. Seke ukusiya wena with culture kudala kaloku what used to happen is that abantu abatsha bebengenamdla ncam, you know, but nowadays designers ke zenza ifundini zitshintsha amakhasi designers guys. Bathatha zampahla zakudala bazibanisa nezizintsha and then i-result yazibonela manje.
Well, it's all about that today. Namhlanje we are going from culture to couture. Manje, let's see what we have in store for you today. From old school to new school, how are designers combining cultural and modern designs? Down with a fabulous designer who is making the crossover happen in a super unique way. Cultural textiles have been around in SA for hundreds of years. See why some of them are so significant. You've all seen i-leather, kodwa wena lapha ekhaya uyazi ukuthi yenziwe ngani? Bese ke uphendula lo mbuzo lo ohlala uyibuza wona njalo ekuseni. Impilo ingaba njani without impahla?
Bethu nani aje yeke mfundini uTOMz uthini uchisa yayiva guys soba mnandi namhlanje wena ulapha ekhaya ufuna usuka uphambi ngalo mabona kude wakho kangiboya sasena nto namhlanje sithetha kaloku ngempahla and yazi mina I love clothes, you know, I love them. Kangiba bethu nani sinendwendwe namhlanje. I cannot wait to hear ke babona basiphathele ntoni ngento nempahla namhlanje.
Lapha na Facebook bafethu sesanibuza ukuthi kahle kahle lapha ekhaya uthanda yiphi i-traditional attire. Uthabile waphendula wathi naki rata setso sabaSotho sisihle haholo. Wesibili ke?
Wesibili kanti nginqobile kaloku uthi mina ngithanda isiqhoko sabeZulu. Uyayiva? Nake bethu nani sesahamba kaloku mose yazi basinezinye ichomi. Masike siba kherana nechomi sethu ithini yona into yethu sana.
Okay, Mbali ngifuna ukuyana, do you know anything about traditional wear? That's traditional wear?
Nope.
Awazi koshini lento esigqoka bomama. Ishweshwe.
Ikeke, ngazi ikeke.
Wazi ini?
Ikeke.
Okay, kuphela boy.
Sure.
Ugrand?
Akakhulu.
Ufresh?
Stairs.
Boy angitshele nge-traditional wear.
Yeah, i-traditional way impahla esigqoke esintwini yabo. Yeah.
Kuphela boy.
Sure.
Ugrand?
Ngre.
What's your name?
Mina igama lami uSudu.
Okay, boy ngitshele nge-traditional wear.
Traditional way.
Sithola kuphi ke traditional wear?
Like traditional way sithola izinto ezesimbi.
Yeah.
Yabo. Into ezina kanjani.
Ongitshela uyazi leather ngisho?
Yeah, ngiyayazi.
Wazi ukuthi bashiya impahla ze-leather manje?
Yeah.
Bawucabanga le idea ibuya phi?
Lati ibuya via inkomo, skin seyinkomo yabona into ezina kanjalo. Yeah.
Uyakena i-leather ngisho?
Yeah, ngiphethe.
Ibuya phi leather?
Ileda. Ngasho ukuthi ibuya from ikhumba zenkomo.
Yes. Leather is one of material abashangaza impahla. Awungibizele other kinds of materials.
Lezi zi-silkish nyana.
Yeah, wena.
Hayi sweet. Yeah.
Ucabanga lezi zinto zihluka kanjani? I-suede no-cotton zihluka kanjani?
Zahluka ngefabric yakhona mayibamba.
Wena. Okay boy. So Duduzile ufuna ukwazi mina ke. Do you think a traditional wear is a good idea with by immersion fashion yamanje?
Yeah, ezinye.
Why?
Cause like yabo komisa ukuthi ungakhona thatha enye into ihlanganise ne-traditional vele yenza into eyiwani.
I guess siyabulela kakhulu kaloku ngempendulo zenu. Yazi intoni participating yonke laa nto siyabulela bethu nani. But for now though, masike sijonge this really awesome video.
Traditional clothing inspired by culture has been around for centuries. However, in recent years, it has been fused with the Western touch and has been converted to runway-worthy couture. Abantu from Mhlabeni Jikelele have been treated to smashing modern pieces of clothing that overwhelmed Abantu with choice. The young trendy generation are definitely getting the gift of a lifetime with the hip and fashionable clothing inspired by the cultural tradition that creates a very unique look. Wow.
The Ijeremane or Isishweshe dress became central to the Xhosa Makoti attire after being introduced by King Sarili in the late 1850s. Now, abantu besifazane abashadile bamaNdebele used to wear copper and brass rings called udzila around their arms, legs, kanye neyintameni to symbolize their bond with their husband. They would also wear neck hoops made from grass called isikolwane, which was twisted and covered in beads for ceremonial occasions. Traditionally, abantu besilisa bamadoda, thina ke labo sigqoka thina amashoba, phecelezi cowtails on the upper arms or below the knee to make the body appear more bulky.
Mhlawumbe wena siyayazi nawe ekhaya, but I love dresses. Uyazi ke phofu ngo-2014 kwakho ukhuphiswano ngaloku Miss World, uyayiva? And then our very own Miss Universe, uRowlene Strauss wanxiba ilokhwe phaa ku-Miss World that is actually inspired by ethnic groups.
And nabo ngikwazi ukuthi it actually included Zulu and Ndebele beading. Leke yadizona ama-students abuya eCape Town. Cool, right?
It's too cool for mhlawumbe wena uyazi basithanda nto, you should actually go and check it out. Okwangoku thina siyabuya for nisente ekuseni.
Ake bafethu namukela futhi kwi-TOMz namhlanje. Njengoba uyibona namhlanje, we are all about traditional versus modern, or should I say traditional/modern.
Ake bethani namhlanje kaloku indeed it is all about culture. Kambe bethani yazi ntoni i-cultural designs zezinto zenzeke, they're taking over because kaloku we see more and more of them kaloku kwi-modern designs namhlanje.
Especially lana eMzansi la sithola khona inspiration eningi kakhulu. Kodwa sifuna ukwazi abantu abadala abacabanga nabantu abasha abacabanga noma siyazi abantu abasha we think differently than older people.
Running the streets of Johannesburg, your boy CAD, who I pronounce Caddy, still on a mission, but fair to. And then I'm trying to kuluma your culture and fashion, good sihlangana kanjani. Culture to couture, also hlangana nesiswethu sikhasela kabantu. Sikahle kahle lento le isebenza kanjani. You and me in this mission. Let's go meet her. Hello. How are you? Let's see you too.
Thank you for coming through to my store.
Most definitely.
Welcome to Workshop Newtown.
Ooh, this shop looks amazing. Who is Maria?
So Maria McCloy was born to a Mosotho mom and an English dad in England in 1976.
Yes.
And then she lived in Nigeria, Sudan, and Mozambique, and Lesotho. And when she was 12, she came to boarding school in South Africa.
Yes.
Which is where I've been ever since.
So I see a lot of tradition in your clothes.
Yes.
Why traditional patterns?
Why traditional patterns?
Yes.
Why not?
Okay.
I think basically because of apartheid and colonialism, African people have been brainwashed into sort of being a little bit ghettoizing their own culture or being ashamed. They're only restricting it to special occasions, which I consider sad. If you fly into Nigeria, you'll see Nigerians wearing Nigerian outfits.
Yes.
If you fly into India, you'll know you're in India from the way they dress. If you fly into South Africa, everybody's dressed like they're in Europe. Like when we watch hip-hop videos or look at all the latest magazines, we want to be like the West, you know? And that's where weaves come in and dressing like that and being like that. And I'm like, wait a minute. We have hundreds and hundreds of years of culture.
Yes.
Why don't we utilize that?
Yes.
What the brand is all about is like, let's use what we've always loved. Let's not wait for America and the West to decide Africa's trendy and then decide to love what we have. But also, in a nutshell, the stuff is beautiful.
Yes.
If you go to Kwamai Market, downtown Joburg, and you look at Shembe beadwork, or you look at the kind of cutouts men are making on the bare shoes, or if you look at the sandals, if you look at the geometrics and prints in Ndebele culture, in the Lesotho blanket, in Sishweshwe, in Nigerian West African fabric, in beadwork from all over, why would anyone not want to use that stuff? It's so inspiring.
And in Jongo like I'm more of the West. I like my West clothes.
Yes.
But ngiyabona ukuthi what you just told me right now, because we need to actually stay in our culture, you know, and like embrace the prints and everything that we have.
Now, our textiles are flexible and made up of a network of artificial fibers that are fit together through different processes like weaving or knitting. Now, textiles have been around for more than 34,000 years. All the types come from 4 sources: ilwane, plants, minerals, and synthetics. Now, animal textiles are usually made from animal hair, skin, or silk. Silk, for instance, is made from the fibers that are spun by silkworms. Asbestos can be used in stage curtains and glass fibers in things like mattress covers. Now, synthetics like polyester fiber can be used to make just about any type of clothing or accessory.
Okay, so ngitshele ke ngeMaria McCloy. What is your range? What do you have?
Maria McCloy is primarily an accessories range.
Okay.
I started with the earrings.
Yes.
So you'll find the earrings, they're made of wire. When I began in about 2007, these earrings were made by a guy called Ndate David in Lesotho. I saw him and I was like, I love your style, make it bigger for me, because I'm all about the bold accessory. Then I started working together with some other makers. This is a bracelet based on a Zulu bangle called the Msinga bangle, which I'm told is a wedding bangle. And this is what makes me a little bit sad about, if we don't wear our culture, we're going to lose our culture. Children are going to stop learning from their moms how to do beadwork. Like this bangle, when I tell Zulu people it's Zulu inspired, they're like, it's not Zulu. And I'm like, yes, it is. It's just that we don't see it anymore.
So what inspired these shoes?
What inspired these shoes?
Yes.
There's no deep reasoning. I'm always on the streets of Joburg. Like, I love the buildings, I love the history of the place. I love the fact that there's people from all over the world there. I call it traveling without moving. So my necklaces are made by a girl who lives in Soweto, a guy who works in the inner city, and another guy from Tanzania who works in the inner city. The bags are made by Congolese and Nigerian guys.
Wow.
The shoes are made in a factory owned by Muslim guys with an old Italian man who's 73. And then the cloth, I buy it from, I walk up and down like Market Street, and basically I see cloth I like, and I buy it. And that's what inspires me.
You know what I love about Maria McCloy? Is that it's different cultures put together.
Yeah, definitely. And I think when people come to the market and they see this cloth, they're like, oh yeah, but I associate like Sushesha with my grandmother, or I associate a piece of Ankara with the cloth my mom tied me on her back with, or what she wore around her waist. Everyone is so touched to see their culture.
But when I ask the just about the TOMz, we was tata leni but we tata leni udibanise bengathi izosebenza kodwa xa sogqibile ibe into enhle bra yazi into but then funa uyazi naye ba kungathi ngeke uba zingangabikho impahla. I mean at all.
Uthini wena? Angeke bonge, that would be very awkward. Or not? When I pick us on our Facebook and Twitter pages, let's boy dollar we give you a scientific backing. TOMz. Right now, though, quick commercial breaks are waiting for
Somkeleka lokhu wena nawe kwelo ekhaya sibulele bethu nani banithatha elixesha yazi nasiboleka indlebe amehlo nexesha labo mansiyayiva thina kongayazi si teenagers on a mission kaloku iTOMz kweligumbi lase SABC 1 Mzansi for sure.
Ngiyabona lapha ekhaya uyacabanga ukuthi hayibo, this is great since namhlanje we are talking about fashion design. Wena lapha ekhaya uyazi ukuthi namhlanje sikhuluma ngokuthi kahle i connection ye old school ne new school ihamba kanjani when it comes to fashion design.
Injalo kanye akho ke sibukele bethu nani umuntu ezama udibanisa izinto fonele bayathatha pha aphinde athatha pha masike sibone ba uthe waqhuba wenza njani. Masijongeni.
So these are my babies.
Those, like, you walked in and you loved them, but you also like the
Love
black
at
ones.
first sight.
Are you sure?
Okay, so now I'm interested in how these fabulous babies are made.
I'm proud to say they're made in Joburg.
Yes.
Not very far away from here.
Oh,
So we can go and have a look.
So where are we right now, Maria?
We have just arrived at my favorite place. It's my factory. It's where the Maria McCloy magic happens, and you're going to meet the team who make my shoe dreams come true.
Okay, cool. Let's meet them.
So how it works was, about a year ago, I found about this amazing factory. So I came here and I met Brie and Romano, and they saved my life. They're the reason that shoes can happen. All I came with was an idea. I choose the cloth, I had a vision, I have a sense of my market, I have a sense of what people want, and I just love African cloth. But shoes, I know nothing about. Like, these guys, led by Mambui, make it happen. So usually how it works is I bring Mambui material. So I'll say I've got this material. Look at the closer one. Ooh! That's beautiful. Beautiful. So what we think what we can do.
Can you tell me about the detail of the shoe?
The detail of the shoe. This was a new kind of design. It is a brogue. It's kind of designed for the man who is scared to wear an entirely covered shoe. So I made this a little more subtle.
Okay.
Blue and white sushwesha with black leather. But still, it's still creative, it's still interesting, it's hot.
And you came up with the design?
These guys have a template of shoes that I can choose from. So I choose the cloth and then they show me the styles I can work with that they have.
Okay.
Leather is made from tanning animal rawhide and skin and is very flexible. Most are made from cattle skin, but leathers from lambs, pigs, goats, alligators and oxen is also used. Of course, these skins need to be treated before they're made into clothing, otherwise the skin would deteriorate. Now this is done through a process called curing, where they are preserved by salting, freezing or adding biocides. Tanning is also a main part of the process whereby the protein inside the skin is converted into a stable material that will not rot. Now, like TOMz is famous for our ostriches. Ostrich leather is also made and is very popular.
That's it, guy. Now guys, this is what we call the production line of the shoe. The shoe has been taken from one phase into another, and each phase has to ensure that every element of the design is incorporated in the shoe. So check this, they took the fabric Maria picked out and merged it with an existing shoe design. Siyabona laba fethu ukuthi bayahlanganisa isicathulo, and I must say, I did not expect the process to be this intricate. Does this shoe look great on me? Well, it's amazing how we're taking culture to couture, TOMz style. Maria, it was great spending the day with you.
Thank
I'm
you.
inspired via your clothing and how you express yourself through fashion via culture. It was
Awesome.
great meeting you.
Thank you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on the streets wearing me and everything else to do with this awesome African continent.
Most definitely, that's what I'll do because I'm very much inspired.
Aw,
It was great
nice
meeting you, and
meeting
good
you.
luck for the future.
Thank you.
Culture to couture bafethu. I'll never look at traditional prints the same. And Moni Maria Mclure ukuthi yena usha kanjani into yakhe. Lena sibiza nge-mission accomplished. It's your boy CADDY pronounced Caddy, and I'm out.
Yazi njengoba ndiyayithanda manje lento yodityanisa kwezinto ezintshana ezindala uyayiva kuphuma into emnandi mane right wena but anyway sesihamba ke sayophola neetshomi zethu mhlawumbi wena pero uyazibona uzukhawuleza kaloku uye kumajelo ethu mnatha uzicheke if not mhlawumbi wena ufuna lo kusiza esikolweni sakho sazisa mani inbox us on Facebook okanye kaloku uthumele i-email ku-tomztv@gmail.com okungakho masisibone uba ngoku besikuphola neetshomi zethu ke kwaba njani na.
Yes, guys, good in Tandy fashion. And yes, good see print making is becoming a really big and important issue when it comes to traditional fashion. So if you guys want to learn more about traditional fashion, print making, there's a website by craftwork.com. ane so baningangena kuleyo website leyo izonifundisa kabanzi nge-traditional printmaking nifunda ukuthi ingani and futhi imapha amakhala ahamba namaphi and whatnot.
Now, wena-ke lapha ekhaya thatha some tips from your peers, and who knows, you might just have a talent that you haven't discovered yet.
injalo kayi bethu nanifundini ube ngumanqanqa fundi nonqonso nqa yayiva phaa kweze fashion ngalokho ngoku masike sibone uba what does the future of fashion have in store for us.
At the Soweto Fashion Week in 2013, traditional garb was the major hit of the season and has become highly desirable worldwide. Now, amanye online platforms, including Pinterest, are now dedicating certain topics and pages to traditional wear. Abantu abancane abaningi are choosing to wear traditional designs for their wedding ceremonies. Amanye designers have found that using traditional prints boosts their international careers quicker, especially those from African countries. I give a fair to impahla, they're still going to be around for many more years. What if impahla besinazo khona manje?
Bethu nalanda noba ndimndetha ukubona siya uvuke uvase wenze into then ucinga uba kanene kusafuneka ngikhethe into yonxiba. Elingaphumi ke santo yonxiba itye ixesha qha yona. But uma sikhe sijonge uba nyhani uba bengekho mpahla bekusaba njani apha emhlabeni.
Many ancient cultures were fans of inudity. Greeks want to exercise bangonu. That's how the Olympics actually started. And the Romans even discussed politics while in the bath. Umzansi has a high level of UV radiation from the sun, and impahla protect us against them. Without impahla, we'd have to stay inside for at least 4 more hours in the day. The SA textile industry has already earned our economy more than 2 billion this year. It's SA's second largest source of tax revenue. Without it, we'd lose more than 80,000 jobs. We'd also be exposed to insect bites, chemicals, and cold weather conditions. Without impahla buffets, cultures in colder climates would probably freeze to death and die out, while those in tropical or warmer climates would continue to grow.
I get it. I think the idea of us not having clothes is quite insane. Now competition here too, do enter.
Aha mfethu TOMz iniphathele indaba ezimnandi khona lapha emakhaya.
Injalo kayi bethu yazi sinobele sethanda ukuphisa nako kufika ixesha lokuphisa.
So wena lapha ekhaya ufune idea episode ufuna uyibona khona la ku TOMz, all you have to do is
send us the idea bafethu, and if it's fresh and brilliant, we'll make it a TOMz official episode khona la ku SABC 1.
And not only that, kaloku bethu you get a goodie bag as well as a skipper so TOMz 1.
So wena lapha ekhaya all you have to do is send through your ideas on Facebook, which is facebook.com/TOMz. On Twitter, we are simply @TOMz_SABC_1.
Ake bethu nani ngokwixesha lethu nani kaloku liphelile siyabulela kakhulu kuba nihlale nathi yazi mhlawumbi wena une-comments okanye unemibuzo uhamba kaloku uye kumajelo ethu omnxibelelwano and thina sakuphendula.
Or you can simply visit www.tomz.co.za for more information. Manje guys, stick around to see what's coming up next time on TOMz. For myself and Bogi, it's goodbye. Check out what's coming up next time on TOMz. Now, your identity is a vital part of who you are, but how do you get to know yourself and what are character traits? Now, Tlala Phansi with a super chilled guy who is reaching the top by simply following his heart. Now, tune into TOMz every Monday and Tuesday at 4 p.m. right here on SABC 1 Mzansi for sure.